Hey everybody, CVH here, and today we're going to be playing some Shout tokens on the ladder. This isn't my deck. I shamelessly net decked this from Choute TESL, whose name I'm probably butchering in the pronunciation, but I will link his Legends Decks article about this and the deck list and everything so you can see it in the deck builder in the description, so be sure to check that out and show him some love. But I don't know how this deck is. I just saw it and was intrigued by it, so I decided why not test it out a little bit in a video. Haven't played a single game with this deck before this video, but fortunately for all of us, it does share a lot of similarities to all the other token decks out there. As you can see, still heavy in willpower, with 41 willpower cards, and most of the traditional token cards are still there, the important cards especially, like Divine Fervor, Resolute Ally, the general good willpower yellow low curve token cards. However, this deck differentiates itself by playing 3 copies of Drain Vitality and 3 copies of Call of Valor, which started out in a lot of the token decks after Heroes of Skyrim, but people eventually took it out because they weren't really playing any support cards for it, and by itself it just wasn't as consistent as a couple cards were missing, like Dawnstar Healer and Eastmarch Crusader, which I will miss. And then the word walls can upgrade those shouts, and then we can search for those shouts with Greybeard Mentor, which I think he included after he posted this list over Eastmarch Crusader. He mentioned Eastmarch in the article, but then Greybeard Mentor was in the list instead. So I guess he decided these were necessary, and I'm intrigued by this because it's always cool to see more use for these shouts. And Call of Valor is really good at pressuring slow decks and filling up a board immediately. And Drain Vitality could give this deck a ton of viability against other aggro decks, against other token decks. Drain Vitality being one of the strongest cards against token decks if you're playing like a Ramp Scout or a Control Monk. So hopefully we can utilize it here against other aggressive decks. And what these decks usually do, if you're going to play tokens in Monk, traditionally you'll see a Goblin Skulk package. Goblin Skulk searching the 0 cost cards, obviously, and what a lot of people have been doing is playing Skulk and just searching Septum Guardsman, which isn't a fantastic card by itself, but that's sort of how they can justify using green in the token deck instead of using blue or red, because Token Crusader and Token Mage are much more popular. And they can also play Cliff Racer too, so this is another card that I wish I was playing, kind of. Cliff Racer is just an insanely good card. You've probably heard me talk about it a lot, but this is the build as we're about to play it. We've got some token synergy, got some shout synergy. Hopefully we can take some wins, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, stay subscribed to the channel for more Legends videos, follow my stream in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Archer. I think this is a full ship. Would rather have my early curve. I mean, everything in this deck is kind of early. Just go ahead and get out 5th Legion Trainer as early as possible.
It's time to act.
Hopefully I can pick up a shot for this word wall. If not, I guess I'm just playing Resolute Ally. Yeah, that would look like he's setting up for Skaven, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to keep this alive. And fail doing so. Feels bad, man. So my next draw is another Greybeard, another Word Wall, or a Drain Vitality. Alright, well, you know, of all the options it could have been, that's probably one of the better ones. So we can Word Wall, buff it up, and play Pit Lion this turn. I think I like it.
You can't defeat me.
You can't defeat us. Let's heat things up.
There's Skaven. I could start by Priest of the Aiding. I guess it's fine. Does placement matter here? I don't really want to become too weak to Skaven. I'm just going to be trading that in, I think, and using the Drain Vitality to keep this alive.
The ink protect us.
I don't want to get this in Leaf Lurker range.
You can't defeat us.
It keeps it alive, but it's kind of irrelevant. in order to make any use out of it, he'd have to silence it or equip an item, and I don't think archers traditionally play any items besides, like, Snake Tooth Necklace. Well, I guess Snake Tooth Necklace could actually be kind of annoying. It's not that bad, though. The third Rapid Shot. He doesn't have the magic up for a Leaf Flicker this turn.
Close ranks. Let nothing through. I'll kill you where you stand.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Black Dragon here.
Nothing.
It's rather huge.
Brotherhood is a pox, and I shall cure it.
So I think we could deal with that, but I think I'd rather just hit face at 7 damage, gonna Priest of the 8 first, see if I get anything that changes my mind, but then we can just call a Valor.
The 8 protect us.
It's a fine trade, but he's at 12 and I have 7 on board. Wow, that's really good.
I am death.
Just give me a name.
Leave nothing.
I think I can word wall over here to try to keep things alive. Might be slightly harder for him to kill my Black Dragon.
Lead me into battle.
And all of a sudden lethal also appears in the right.
My fight is done.
Seems good. Got some shot action in that game. Pretty easy mulligan, no ring. This is pretty solid looking. Priest of the 8's kind of awkward so far. If Marked Man was a scouting patrol, it might not be quite so awkward. Hopefully it's not Control Mage. Control Mage is just a problem. I don't imagine it gets better if our game plan is like spamming 3/3s that get killed by Ice Storm and using Drain Vitality on, I don't know, Wardcrafter being the only good target I can think of right now. But let's go ahead and play Marked Man.
Did you hear that?
Now, if it were like a token mage or mid-range mage, it'd probably do a lot better. It looks like he's probably going to be playing Control. Alright, so that would have been nice last turn so we could play Priest of the 8 alongside it. But I think we're still just going to go ahead and play it.
I'll take them with me. Soldiers report.
Your orders. Your orders.
By the 8, they will meet their makers.
It's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot.
Acknowledge.
I'll take them with me.
I'm going to go ahead and play this over here so he can't trade into it and lightning bolt it down. Which wouldn't be the most efficient for him anyway. But still. At least we got the Pit Lion on board. It's one of our better cards against Mage. By itself, it's virtually out of range of all removal, single card options besides Piercing Javelin. Nothing's out of range to the Harpy, though. I mean, we could use it to kill both the things. I think I will draw a card first.
The 8 protect us.
Into the breach.
I'll take them with me.
I don't think they're getting much better, but I still think it's probably better to just... We could get rid of that because he's pretty clearly going to try to lightning bolt it or something, and just play with the scouting patrol, I guess.
Soldiers report.
Your orders. Your orders.
It's before the ice storm turn. Now leaving him with the creature means he could use the Tome of Alteration this turn if he had wanted, but it is not the most efficient use of his turn. I mean, it does use his 4 Magicka, but he still needs to play defensively. Whoa, it's mid-range mage, surprise!
By the 8, they will meet their
That's actually really nice to know. I mean, unless he's if he's the deck that plays both Lurking Crocodile and Ice Storm, then color me impressed, man. But I'm gonna assume he's not until proven otherwise. That would just be disappointing. Alright, but what do we do? Clearly we have a sick Drain Vitality on the Daggerfall Mage over there. Besides that, we could Resolute Ally in the right, could Hive Defender in the right. Resolute Ally's the aggro play. I like that trade too, that trade's just gonna happen. We push 12 if we go for Ally, but then he can trade with something. But the trade is usually unfavorable if we can hit on this.
Steadfast runners. I'll take them with me.
That 3 extra damage should mean we can 2-turn him, but this is probably the Prophecy Dense version. Might even be the version I was playing on the latest video, or one of the latest videos. When did I play that? A couple videos back? Unfortunate. Guess we attacked in the right order.
Leave nothing.
I'm tempted to play this makeshift defenses to keep one of my 2/2s alive. Is that absurd? I don't think it's absurd. If I assume he's net decking, or if he's playing the version I was playing, which so far it looks like, because I don't see a lot of the mid-range mages playing Crocs unless they're playing like that specific Prophecy heavy version, then we can assume there's no Ice Storm. And we still don't have lethal, but 2 more damage. It's 2 more damage. And I don't even play Firebolts in this version, so, you know, no Firebolts means it's that much harder to actually kill these with anything other than creature attacks. He's playing Firebolts. Alright, so not necessarily my version, but something close, right? Something close. I guess I didn't think about the possibility that he's just a control mage that wants to play so many prophecies that he's gone so far to play Crocs even though they're not really a control card. But that's insane, right? Like, you just play Priest of the Moons instead. That is probably the single best card he could have had there, within the confines of this deck. I think the face damage needs to happen. And I think Hive Defender makes more sense than Cloud Rest here. And if he starts whipping out Night of the Hours, I'm going to be really pissed. Okay. Wow, really? With kills on board? I'm so tempted to play Cloud Rest here. Yeah, doesn't make sense. I have 5 on board. If I top deck Divine Fervor or Resolute Ally and this entire lane miraculously survives, it's still lethal. I'm, you know, smart money's against us not killing him next turn. But, hey, that 2 damage also could have mattered. That's a good sign. Yeah, like he had the tome too. He could have taken a pretty easy favorable on that thing. I wonder why he javelined that.
History shall remember this day.
What's going in, man?
Careful there, friend.
Wow, that is super risky. Just went in without Dawnstar Healer. And he warded that one. Which is also strange. Because I don't have any damage dealing cards anyway. It's just a strange situation. Well, the play is pretty clear, and I'm gonna do this stuff first in case Prophecy screw me over or whatever. This is like the best imprisoned target of our lives. Besides imprisoned targets that actually just give us lethal. And yeah, like there's probably no Prophecy that could actually deal with multiple of my guys here, but it's what's going to happen. Yeah, attacked, and that. Yeah.
Leave nothing.
Objectively, the best Wordcrafter target was maybe just Wordcrafter itself. Not that it is a super relevant effect here.
I bow to your victory.
I played against Maricon in the last game of the last gameplay video, I think. Was that? Yeah, that was the mid-range mage gameplay video. Alright, I might just keep Call of Valor because I'm kind of pissed that we haven't gotten any cool Call of Valor plays yet. He kept 2 cards, though. I really want a good curve, but I also really want to play Call of Valor. Okay, we'll do it. Draw Word Wall. Feels bad.
May you walk on warm
I don't know if it's right. It's probably not right.
You walk on warm sands.
I never stopped it from working out before, though. Mage is going to have Firebolt.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
Still the objective best start. It's the only thing that allows me to potentially play Priest of the 8 next turn.
Careful there.
For value.
friend.
Oh my god, it's gonna happen. Well, if I'd known I was gonna top deck Pit Lion, it's okay. So,
Wait. Did you hear that? The eight protect us. You won't foil my plan.
I want to protect my guy. My poor guy. I don't even know how relevant it is, but I'm gonna attempt to protect it. It's fine.
By the 8th, they will meet.
God, blue's so hard to judge. Like when you're up against mage or sorcerer or something, like Wardcrafter and a Daggerfall mage tells you nothing about their deck. That is a juicy pickup. Not only does it protect my guy for one more turn, it upgrades my Call of Valor, and I can still play Pit Lion this turn.
Take them with me. You won't foil my plan. You won't foil my plan. Leave nothing.
Well, I guess this would be better this turn, wouldn't it? Yeah. Because we're definitely going to be able to play Pit Lion next turn. And that's a quote, so you guys can make fun of me in the comments if it turns out that he removes enough of my stuff to where we cannot play Pit Lion next turn. But, since it's turn 4, even if he has a control deck, there's literally no chance of Ice Storm. And Pit Lion gets better as we get closer to that particular board clear. So if we can just choose when to play it, I'm going to choose next turn. Yeah, and it would have, the Harpy would have hurt a little bit more too. It would have blocked 2 more damage with it. And again, I just don't know anything about this deck. But if it is a mid-range mage, we are dealing a lot of damage, and I feel good about that.
You won't foil.
Well, actually, it's probably the higher value card right now. No prophecies so far.
Leave nothing.
Now that also tempts me into thinking that it's mid-range. Or token? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Patrol Pit Lion is good. Sucks that I'm playing like everything and then 5th Legion Trainer. That definitely seems unintuitive. But the board is wide and full of terrors. Like my other play is 5th Legion Patrol, which is just objectively worse, right? So, like, just to get rid of Pit Lion, he has to trade both things and use the Tome, which is not only his whole left lane worth of attacks, but also his whole turn worth of Magicka, basically. So, I don't know. And it's still before the Ice Storm turn, so, you know, one more turn of freedom before Control Mage does Control Mage things.
Your blood will spill.
It's turn 4, and we've managed to play every single card we've drawn and every single card that the cards that we've drawn have generated, besides one. It's exactly what we want to be doing.
Your blood will spill.
That's actually one of the better draws here. I mean, again, we don't play 5th Legion, which is sad in a way, but again, it plays around the most likely turn 6 play, which is Ice Storm. I don't know if it really matters which one goes in first. Yeah, not really.
Leave nothing.
Now, in normal circumstances, or I don't know what normal really is, but we could have left him at 6 there, right?
Prove useful.
However, if we assume next turn is Ice Storm, we have to put him at 5, dealing that 1 extra damage just to give him 1 extra card on Potential Prophecy, because A, a prophecy like this doesn't matter too much, we've already attacked with everything, and it dies to Ice Storm, and B, this survives the Ice Storm and is exactly 5, so we can't bank on drawing a Divine Fervor, Resolute Ally, or something like that. And we definitely have to play it covered if we assume Ice Storm is the main out here for him. Yeah, there are other things too, right? Like with that, he can now trade with these two and this. So it could have been like, I don't know, Jav Harpy or whatever. That is somewhat annoying. Heals for 4, whereas Javelin would have removed my 5, so it's slightly better for me than Jav. But I still can't kill him this turn with anything. You know, this might be the same deck he was playing against me last time. I really don't know. Yeah, and again, I just can't play 5th Legion. Doesn't make any sense. It's way better because it makes him have an additional point of damage. This would be the saddest Ice Storm he ever had to play, if Ice Storm is the only way to kill this. Trade in his 3 guys and Ice Storm. Okay, never mind, I didn't realize. But still makes him Tome. Should have realized he had it, but still the best play. Makes him Tome. And I was gonna say trade evenly, maybe he has Harpy and he's just, yeah, this makes sense. He's probably gonna play Dawnstar Healer next turn. That's gonna wreck me. Now it's not gonna wreck me quite as bad. So, if I play 5th Legion and imprison that to shackle it, he attacks for 6, heals for 6, goes up to 9, I have 7, 8. Which is still not great. But I can't let him heal for even more than that. And he's gonna have to give me 2 cards here, right? So it could just be somehow lethal. Dawn's Wrath. That's not a Dawnstar Healer. Okay, that's the worst draw in my deck. Well, is it? I don't know. Sets up better for an Imperial Reinforcements top deck. Drain Vitality is also a pretty bad draw.
I've got you covered.
There we go. That's the right Dawnstar. Or the right Dawn something. Oh, jeez. The combos. I like that he's still playing Pillaging Tribune. I missed this card. Okay. Well, that is pretty solid here. Gotta make sure that we don't actually destroy one of our owners with that this time because he has the Dawnstar on the board. But yeah, we can play Greybeard, Call of Valor, and Imprison this turn. Greybeard has to go left. And that is our, it's not Imperial Reinforcements, but it gets the job done. Double the stats. You know, objectively doing this better was first. Doing this first was better. So he wouldn't have known what shout I got. It doesn't affect the play ever, because I'm never going to play a Drain Vitality instead, but I would have played, like, if we got the Call of Valor instead of Drain Vitality, which we did, we would play the Call of Valor that we had just picked up, so he didn't know, like, in this case he knows my last card is a random shout, of, like, this or the green one. In the other case, he would just think I have one card in my hand, he would have no idea of knowing what it was, but... Here we are, we have 12 on board. No, we don't, we have 16 on board. If we just subtract that already. And he's gonna need another Dawn's Wrath, because Ice Storm doesn't get it done. He can't heal enough with another Dawn's... Okay, that works too, that works too. Can we top deck the 3rd copy of Imprison? No, but we did top deck another reasonable card here. Wait, is it even reasonable? It's fine, I mean, shit. Doesn't affect those trades at all though. Like, it feels so weird to use it on one guy, but it's what I have. Call of Valor. Into Call of Valor. It's a very lucky Greybeard mentor. The power of the top decks. They were pretty ideal. I swear I'm not just queuing over and over when I'm recording these videos until I find Maricon for Game 3, by the way. It's not happening. Some Shout Token Monk on the ladder. That was fun.